context of a civilization which is unraveling because it is based on separation. Who or what are we, and what can we love and cultivate in ourselves to transverse the uncharted waters to a truly ecological age? Munir Reynolds is a retired nonprofit administrator, body worker, musician, obviously, and leader of the Dances of Universal Peace. He is a Sikh spiritual guide in the Sufi Ruhaniyat International and holds an MA in spirituality from Holy Names University. Munir Reynolds.
Thank you so much, Jacqueline. It's great to be with you, especially at this holiday time of Lammas, beginning of fall. It starts right now through Halloween. Speaking of loving the earth, get in tune with that. I want to thank Dave for your concern this morning. That's a great jumping off place for me. There's the beatitude of Jesus. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. Well, in Aramaic, if you translate it from the language Jesus spoke, you get aligned with the one are those who wait up at night, weakened and dried out by the unnatural state of the world. They shall find satisfaction. Anybody identify with that? Yes. Teaching? Yeah. Well, so I'd like to really come at that, directly, because our, environmental crisis, our crisis in education, economy, politics, all of it, just kind of seems like it's unraveling, doesn't it? And when we're at the end of one civilization and the next one isn't in focus yet, it's like Charles Eisenstein, the writer, said, it's like staring into the abyss because we don't see what's next, do we? Well, kind of the theme of the dream of the earth is that our story as human beings has to evolve, or we're done for. And the story we've been living, which is out of separation, is deficient, to say the least. And I think, if you start contemplating that, it's pretty obvious that just things aren't working. So I want to come at this from, there are many great teachers right now, like Charles Eisenstein and Joanna Macy, who are doing a lot of hard work to try to bring into focus an organizing ethic for us to move forward as a civilization. But who I'd like to accent this morning is Thomas Berry, who was one of my teachers from the late 20th century. He was a passionist priest, a cultural historian, and an expert on world religions. And his whole focus was trying to bring the story of the universe in its numinous, that is, divine outline, forward as an organizing principle for an ecological age. So he called himself a geologian. Pretty cool. So in the spirit of trying to give us a vision of where we're going with loving the earth, I want to try to give some flavor to that in the time we have here. But I'm going to start with Hazrat Inayat Khan. 100 years ago, in the third Sufi thought, we have Sufi thoughts, not beliefs, thoughts for contemplation. The third one is, there is one holy book, the sacred manuscript of nature, the only scripture which can enlighten the reader. Now, wow, think of what a radical statement that was to make in 1920. Nobody was thinking on that level. That nature, to the Sufi, speaks of unity. The beauty of nature is the mark of unity. And so, all scriptures are derivative of being wrapped in awe of the universe. All of the holy texts come from someone who saw through a rapturous experience the ecstasy of being alive. So these sacred texts have carried us for thousands of years. They've been pretty good. But as they become deficient, not that they're wrong, but for our time, when so much has been discovered, we've moved on, but our beliefs haven't. This would be the thesis of Thomas Berry. So here's Thomas Berry writing 100 years later after Nai Khan. The universe, the solar system, and the planet Earth in themselves and in their evolutionary emergence constitute for the human community the primary revelation of that ultimate mystery whence all things come into being. So he's saying that this is the scripture, all of it, and not just what we can see, but the story of its evolutionary emergence. We know that all of this came out of nothing. A universe comes out of zero, nothing, far out. And not only that, everything in this room came out of stars. The first 16 elements of the periodic table come out of an ordinary star like our sun, but all the rest of them take a supernova, a super gigantic star that eventually blows up and sends that material everywhere over eons of time, 14.3 billion years. The stars are having a conversation through us. So this, and if you really look at it, this is that fireball. This is that initial moment of creation. It's just a little later differentiation of it. Right? This is just how it looks right now. So, that would be principle 1. He gave 12 principles of the universe and the role of the human in the universe story. Let's move on to principle 2. The universe is a unity, an interacting and genetically related community of beings bound together in an inseparable relationship in space and time. Well, we say there's nothing but the one. Sufis will say that 1,000 times in an evening of zikr. But it's not the concept of unity. Well, everything's one. No. This is getting us to the heart of inner being, what we could call inner being. And we can think of it this way. You know, the human being, apart from the earth, doesn't make any sense. The earth is our deeper context, right? We evolved out of water, air, the rocks of the earth. My teacher Brian Slim used to say, the rocks of the earth contain the music of Mozart. It's a literal fact, given enough time and the right conditions. So we have that, we evolved out of that relationship. But then everything on earth is a solar event. Without the sun, there would be none of this, right? Everything is a solar event. So the earth, the potential of the Earth was activated through its relationship with the sun. So the Earth's deeper context is the solar system. Well, and of course, the sun by itself doesn't make any sense without the galaxy. You see, we can't take anything out of life and say, that's bad, or shouldn't be, or because it's all one thing. But we divide it up. This is the world of separation, the story of separation, that it's like Adyashanti says, we've sailed the ship of delusion about as far as she can go. And we're shipwrecked on an increasingly desolate shore. Ain't it the truth? Okay, so interbeing then is the practice of seeing what we're actually doing. I'll come back to that because it's important for us to be able to wake up from the story of separation. Principle 3, from the beginning, the universe is a psychic, spiritual, and physical reality. So this means everything has an inside. There is a capacity of awareness that existed from the very beginning. How could it not have existed? How could it not exist at the beginning if it exists now? This is a very mysterious and in some ways the most incredible of these teachings, because it means that you and I we're on the forefront of evolution as the aware, awake aspect of stars having a conversation. And if science is the way we explore reality, the objects of reality, spirituality is how we explore the subjectivity of reality. The fact that everything is a subject. We don't know Jacqueline or Munir until you get to know them. It's like you don't know the capacity of dirt until you see it grow a plant. Everything is revealed in relationship and in this interiority that is at the heart of reality. And as Brian Slim, I'll quote him again, he said that the universe took a great risk in creating the human being, self-reflective consciousness. The fact that we know that we know. Because it essentially poses the question, can the universe stand aside of its own beauty? And that is what we're coming back to loving the earth. I would say we can't really pick out the earth and just love that. You know, the earth is the sign, and loving the earth is wonderful. We should be immersed in that, understanding the incredible interrelatedness of the earth with everything, and with our own capacity to even know that that exists is an equal miracle. So here are some takeaways from this little homily. First of all, loving the earth, it's all about love. It's about loving every detail of life, because it can't, two reasons, it can't be any other way. It is how it is for very, very deep reasons, innumerable causes. And the second reason is because it's all you. There isn't anyone else. There's just the same inside in each of us experiencing this moment. Another takeaway, the unknown is your friend. It's okay not to know how to solve all this that we are acutely aware of. If you had been an innocent bystander the day the asteroid hit that killed the dinosaurs and 95% of the life on Earth, you'd say, doesn't look good for planet Earth. But who knew? Who knew? So we don't know how it turns out, and that's okay. We're on the journey. So be kind to yourself. There's the four surrenders in Sufism. The third surrender is putting your forehead on the floor and letting it be okay to not know. Just, I don't know. Try it. You'll like it. You'll feel a lot better. Another takeaway, it's not personal. This story has been going on 14.3 billion years. We just popped into it for a little while. If the age of the universe was on a graph, the length of Manhattan, the human part of the story would be the thickness of the paint on the banister of Battery Park City. That's how long we've been here. So, don't beat yourself up about it. Hey, it's just how it is. No need to take any of it personally. This is how life in this universe is moving ahead. So be of good cheer. Approach your life with appreciation for the amazing gift that it is, no matter what's happening. And we need to accept the tragic element of life. This is one of the principles of Thomas Berry. The universe has a violent as well as a harmonious aspect, but is consistently creative in the larger arc of its development. So we need to trust that creativity is at work in us and in everything that exists, and will lead to the next thing. We may not like what's happening, but it's what's happening. We give ourselves to it, and we keep loving no matter what. Finally, it's all arising within you anyway. The dream of the earth arises in us because we think we're in touch with a reality out there that is the earth. But as that third principle says, it's really a psychic experience we're all having that is very deep and beyond words. Thomas Merton points to the unknown I. It's completely different from the false I that we refer to 100 times a day. The unknown I in each of us is what is experiencing this whole thing. And that is in the dimension of the eternal and the infinite. There's a story in the Talmud, which is the commentaries on the Jewish Torah. It's an embellishment of the story in Genesis of the creation. And in the Talmud, it talks about this being the 26th tribe in the universe that God has made. And this is all composed of the detritus from previous universes that he tried to get going and didn't happen. So this is try number 26 right here. And when he throws it out there, God says not, it is good. He says, let's hope it works. So that kind of brands everything with the, riskiness, the chanciness. We don't know, And so I'm going to leave you with that. lives happily ever after, and we know how it ends. But I think spirituality is always on the knife edge of paradox. We have to be comfortable with not knowing how things will go, but we can be deeply rooted in a journey that's gone on eons, and the depth of identity that we are. So that brings me to our final song. These are the words of Rumi, and two different sayings of Rumi put together in one song. And I'll sing it for you, and then we'll give it a try. What's my first line?
Beyond idea.